Joyful blessings. This is Kaylin Castell, and I am very excited to share with you about the upcoming Pisces New Moon happening on February 27th, 2025, giving us another opportunity for collectively dream weaving a new reality. And I love this image of the coming together to dream weave, to weave the new dream. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. Here's the sky map for that. We'll also be talking about that more. And we're going to be talking about how this new moon is being activated by Saturn and Mercury and Neptune and the North Node, also Jupiter, and not so much Mars, but Mars is a player in this as well. So this is just a remarkable time, and it's leading in to all the remarkable events that are going to happen in March of 2025. So here's another image of dream weaving and the reminder that we are the dream weavers of our reality. Everything that we are dreaming into or that we are feeling and thinking and energizing becomes our reality. In fact, John Perkins wrote a book called The World is As We Dream It, and indigenous cultures were saying that we needed to dream a new dream because we were wrecking the earth. So it's time, and this new moon is a time to plant the seeds for that. Ancient shamanic traditions knew this great secret called dream weaving, and it's time to be weaving our dream of a more beautiful earth into our reality. So, dream weaving together, when we come together and start imagining that we are awakening to the superconductive power of love that is within us, the superconductive power of compassion, the superconductive power of kindness, love and compassion and kindness, for the sacredness of all life, honoring and the sacredness of all life. That is the dream weaving that I'm planting seeds for, and I'm hoping that everyone listening to this will be joining me in planting seeds for that reality because our dreaming power is exponentially increased when we share a similar vision, a similar dream, and are placing our attention and awareness on that. So on the new moon on February 27th, it's going to be exact around 4:45 p.m. Pacific time and 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. And we can see here's the sun and the moon almost at 10 degrees Pisces, very close, within 10 degrees of about 10 and a half degrees of Saturn. Mercury is also here. The Neptune and the North Node have been doing a very close dance for quite a while. And there's so much more about all of this that we'll look at a little bit as we go, but I'm also going to do an additional video on Venus here at 10:45 Aries. It's right before it's going retrograde at 10:50 Aries, and we'll see some more about that as well. Now you see Venus and Neptune and Mercury and Saturn are all in the constellation of the fish, also known as Pisces. The sun and the moon are in the constellation of the water bearer. And that's because the seasonal signs keep moving through the constellations over time. So the vernal equinox, the zero Aries point, is currently rising in the constellation of the fish and has been since about 68 BCE, according to astronomer John Muse, who did the calculation on that. So th this is telling us that we have this incredible opportunity to not only use the Piscean energy to dream a new dream and to connect with visions and possibilities and to recognize that we can create anything that we want. But in the water bear, it's also an energy that feels like it's the healing waters. The water bearer is pouring the healing waters onto the earth. So the healing water of the water bear, also known as Aquarius, but it's not the seasonal sign of Aquarius. And again, the challenge being that there was a forgetting that there were two, these are two different things, and over time, they were aligned in the way that they thought that they stayed, and then they moved, and so it's created a lot of confusion to call the seasonal signs by the names of Aries, Pisces, etc., and also the constellations by those names because no longer are the seasonal signs there. Longer story. I will put a video link to the difference between signs and constellations for any of you who haven't seen that yet. Now, the clan mother for the February new moon is the wisdom keeper. And I love how Jamie Sams really sums up everything about this energy in these poems that she wrote for each of the clan mothers. So here's what she has to say about the wisdom keeper. O keeper of ancient knowing, whisper your wisdom to me, that I may always remember life's sacred mystery. The stories of the grandmothers, brave deeds great and small, the progress of the faithful who answer our mother's call, the cycles and the seasons that mark our every change, the rebirth of our visions, the spirit we have reclaimed. Here, truth is the victor of the war that dwells within, bringing every human heart to celebration in the end. And here's the wisdom keeper grandmother with the tablet, the and the scrolls, the ancient wisdom upon them. So it's just something that we can tune into this as well, that ancient wisdom. And how do we tune into the ancient wisdom to help us dream the new dream now? That will be supportive and that helps us to grow and evolve at this time, and that we can come to the celebration aspect, that we can bring our human heart into alignment with a vision of the new dream of love and compassion and kindness for all. So something else to know about this new moon is that Jupiter is in a fairly close square to the sun and the moon at the time of and will be exact within hours of the moon and within a couple of days of the sun. And so, what I feel about this is that Jupiter is electrifying the Earth with powerful life force energy, enlivening our sense of what is possible beyond what is known. Because Pisces is very much beyond the what is known. It's not logical, linear, rational ways of doing things. It is beyond all that. So it's disrupting the known, enlivening the unknown, and allowing us to have the ability to dream an entirely new dream that maybe we've never even considered or thought of before. And you might remember that if you've been following me for a while, that I did a full moon video, Pisces full moon video back for the September. It was an eclipse as well. It was also an out of bounds moon. It was spectacular. And it was on September 17th at 26 Pisces. So this is being energized by the North Node coming over the 26, is coming back over the 26 Pisces point. Mercury's about to go over the 26 Pisces point. Saturn is going to go over that point. And then, of course, the sun and the moon will go over that point. So whatever was activated at that full moon is being continually activated in this one. Now, here you can see again, here's the vernal equinox, the 0 Aries point, Neptune at 28, almost 29 degrees, Pisces getting ready to go into Aries for the first time in 165 years, Mercury at 24, almost 25 degrees, Pisces, where the full moon was happening back in September, on September 17th. And then Saturn now at 20 Pisces. And then, of course, here's the sun and the moon in the water bear, the fish constellation being here. And all of this is next to Pegasus, the winged horse, that is here as I feel like a totem, a mascot, an ally to help support us in how we are dreaming this new dream forward. So we can tune into that. And I will do additional videos on this because, oh my gosh, there's so many cool things that are happening. Now, if we look at Venus at 10, almost 11 degrees Aries here with the moon on March 1st, Venus is going retrograde and conjuncts the moon shortly after. So you can see that they're conjunct here shortly after. They're in alignment with the star. This star is in the constellation of Pegasus. I think it's around 9, almost 10 degrees of Aries, called Algenib. And then Venus is going to go retrograde all the way back to the star Marcab before when it goes direct in April in Pisces. So much more to share about that. It's going direct at 24 Pisces, not far from where that full moon was actually in September. So that degree is getting activated again and again. And then we can see, 28 Pisces, Neptune, Mercury at 28 Pisces or almost 28 Pisces. And so getting so close to that zero Aries mark and Saturn at 21 Pisces. So, whew, it's like the energy is building. This new moon is helping the energy to build. And of course, we've got Chiron at 20 degrees Aries, um, not far from Venus and the moon on March 1st. And this is how March starts off with such a wow moment. And again, I'll put some links to videos I've already done, plus stay tuned because I'm going to do some more videos on this. And it's just so mind-blowing. 251 years since Venus went retrograde at this point, and the last time it wasn't conjunct the moon. So this is very spectacular. Now, also, this Pisces new moon is in the 24th nakshatra. So, the way that the Vedic astrologers have divided up the sky is they give the 27 nakshatras, or 20, the moon moving about 12 to 15 degrees a day. So, these nakshatras are about 13, almost 14 degrees each, representing how far the moon moves over a day, and they all have their own meaning. So this new moon is happening in the Shatabhisha. I don't know how to say that exactly, but it is the nakshatra of the 100 physicians or the 100 healers, and it has the energy of the power of healing and secrets and cloaking life's miracles and mysteries. And the symbol that you can see up here in the corner is a circle with the electrical lightning bolts coming out on the four directions. And it's symbolizing the subtle electric force present in all things. There are also the two smaller circles. It makes it look like a turtle. I see that totally. It's like, oh yeah, it looks like a turtle. Um, and the smaller circles portraying electrons circumnavigating an atomic nucleus. So it's resembling the turtle that's the carrier of the world and the transpersonal nature of this often eccentric, reclusive, scientific, and mystical nakshatra. So this is additional energy to add to our new moon seed point as we're seeding our new dreams in this Pisces new moon. So amazing. This nakshatra is also connected to Varuna, the god of the underworld, the cosmic waters, and the sky and earth. And then Rahu, the north lunar node, presiding lord over this lunar house, which it so just so happens the north node is actually in the sign of Pisces, not that far from where this new moon is taking place. And so that is adding additional emphasis on the destiny, on how are we dreaming into our destiny? How are we dreaming a new destiny? And so this nakshatra has the people that might have any planets between 0.5 degrees Pisces and 13, almost 14 degrees Pisces, have a connection to this nakshatra. And the feeling or the way that they look at it from the Vedic point of view or the sidereal point of view is having a deep interest in uncovering the mysteries, healing, and spiritual practices, being secretive, trustworthy, truthful, perceptive, ambitious, and focused on the hidden powers of life. So if that is the energy that is connected to this, if the sun and the moon are here energizing the hidden powers of life, then this new moon is suggesting a connection with the cosmic waters of, like Varuna is representing, the cosmic waters of creation, adding to the theme of dream weaving from an atomic level, dream weaving into our new destiny. It's so amazing. And then so we can see where this nakshatra shows up in the sky. Here's the zero Pisces point, and the sun on the day that is entering into Pisces, and getting to the 031 Pisces point. And then on that day, Mercury's going to be at 8 degrees Pisces, and then it goes to the nakshatra covers this over this water bearer constellation, these 13 degrees of the water bearer. And of course, Saturn has just moved outside of that. Neptune's in the fish. Again, here's the vernal equinox inside the fish, rising up here. So this just gives you a sense of, and Venus at 8 degrees Aries on the day of this new moon. Now um, the sun will leave enters this nakshatra on February 18th, and it leaves this nakshatra on March 3rd. So it's in the energy of this, and this, of course, is where the new moon is taking place. So we have that energy also. But every year around February 18th to March 3rd, the sun is passing through this part of the sky and energizing these mysteries and these energies if we want to tune into that. So, just some of the things that are leading up to the Virgo total lunar eclipse in March that's happening on March 13, 14. For some time zones, it'll actually start on the 13th and then complete on the 14th. And some time zones, it will be very much on the 14th because they're a few hours ahead. It's definitely going to be visible over the whole entire United States. And so again, stay tuned, doing another video on that. And so on the day that Venus is going retrograde, that we just talked about, Mercury is also going to conjunct the North Node at 27 Pisces, and this is the first of three conjunctions. And then it's going to conjunct Neptune. I think it is also the first of three. And then Mercury will enter Aries on March 2nd. On March 7th, the moon is near the galactic cross at the galactic edge. And as it's getting ready to move towards where the total lunar eclipse is going to take place. Mercury is making one conjunction. Interesting, during this, their retrograde, they only make one conjunction on March 11th. Mercury hasn't gone retrograde yet. And so I found that fascinating. It's every 46 years, Mercury will return to almost the exact same place in the sky it was 46 years earlier. And again, Venus is the same, but it's a 251-year process. So this is super rare and very amazing. On March 12th, the sun is conjunct Saturn, and Saturn has to do with how we are creating our reality. So we can tune into this energy before we get to the eclipse on March 14th. And again, let's just stay tuned and we'll share more about the eclipse coming up and about some of these other, the Venus retrograde, the Mercury retrograde. And if you haven't signed up yet for the Superconductors of Love Summit that I'm co-hosting with Martha Alter Hines, highly recommended because there's going to be one video a day with amazing people who are sharing tools and insights and taking a deeper dive into everything that I've just talked about. And that will also be in the show notes if you want to sign up. It's free, and we'd love to have you. So we're going to end this by saying what dreamweaving is. And this is what Google has to say about it. Dreamweaving refers to the metaphorical act of shaping one's desires, hopes, and imagination into reality, often used to describe the process of actively creating a desired future by visualizing it and taking steps towards achieving it, essentially weaving together the elements of a dream to bring it to life. And I love that Harriet Tubman says, every great dream begins with a dreamer. So here we have a dream weaver weaving the cosmos and the sky and the earth. And, how are we weaving our dreams? This is what we want to be focused on in this new moon. It is an incredible opportunity that's going to be followed up by by a lot of amazing events. And I don't know how I just lost my slide, but anyway, happy Pisces new moon, everyone.